Hey, Darius, you've played alongside Bobby a lot these last 2 weeks. What stands out to you whenever he's on the field and playing next to you?
Just his ability to learn. Just learning from mistakes. You see how he's getting better each game. He's calling out a lot of stuff, getting in the windows of passes. He's just learning. That's one thing. As from a Mike linebacker, you won't beat him twice on the same thing. So he's just learning each week. That's one thing that I'm definitely proud of.
Do you communicate more when he is on the field with the rest of the defense versus when maybe Anthony's on the field?
No. I try to give all the communication to the Mike linebacker unless I see something because I don't want to say one thing, he said another thing, so I give the Mike the whole opportunity to set the defense, do whatever, and if one wrong, we all wrong. So just leave it up to him.
Joel Erickson.
Darius, you guys pursue so fast that teams kind of like to use the screens and counters and stuff against you. How do you get ready for those plays?
We just, do what we always do. We just pursue to the ball. We always talk about if it's a screen plays, start with our D-line, set the edges for, the outside guy, set the edge, the defensive line, getting out of the stack and everybody else running to the ball. We've been seeing the screens for the past, 3 years that I've been here. I think we've been stuffing it out. Last week, I think we needed to work on it a little bit, but I think we'll be fine.
Bob Kravitz.
Hi, Darius. With the COVID outbreak down in Tennessee, I wonder if you guys, excuse me, are taking any additional precautions and if this is something of a wake-up call for everybody in the league.
No, we don't take any additional precaution because, we talked about it day one. It's all about, accountability and, putting the team before everything. And we have a lot of selfless guys in our locker room that's willing to put themselves last instead of, going out and put the team first. And that's one thing I commend about this locker room. Everybody wanted to go out, but we know that we have one goal, common goal, and that is win the Super Bowl. And we can't win the Super Bowl with COVID in the house. So we're definitely taking the right precautions there. Yes, it's a wake-up call because, we haven't talked about COVID for a long time. And then now that it hit, it hits you right there and say, okay, guys, make sure you're still doing it because sometimes you can get lackadaisical about it because it's not happening. And, it's definitely a wake-up call for not just, Tennessee or the Vikings, but the whole NFL.
Okay. Thank you.
Stephen Holder.
Hey, Darius, this might sound like a dumb question, but does it ever feel like work for you?
No.
I feel like this is just like fun for you, like practice, game, whatever, meetings. And then secondly, have you always been that way? And where did that start?
Yes. I mean, it's my happy place. Every sport that I played is my happy place. Like growing up through the struggle, it takes your mind off everything that's going on in the real world when you step on the court, step on the field or whatever, so I embrace every moment and I know that, football or whatever, it's going to end one day. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to have fun doing it. And whenever I feel like I'm not having fun or I don't want to go into work, that's when I'm hanging it up. As right now, this is my play area. This is where I have fun. This is where I let all my emotions go. Because, life is tough, no matter what. You put that mask on going when you leave your house. And then once you can go to work and then actually enjoy work, that's when you can really have fun with it.
Andrew Walker.
Hey, Darius. We've seen a couple opponents the last couple of weeks try to do that big hurdle, like jump over a defender, and it didn't really work out well for him either time. Number one, when you see a guy do that and you're in pursuit, what's the first thing that goes in your mind? And then how difficult is it to resist the temptation to maybe lay a bigger hit than usual and maybe whiff versus just do your job and get him to the ground?
I think in all honesty, I think it's stupid to jump, honestly. You got teams coming in for a defense. You got so many guys coming in pursuit. And, now with football being a flag league, you really can't even take a hit. So you got to be careful because your aiming point for a runner is for his belt buckling below. And with him jumping, his head and everything, you don't want to get a penalty there. So you really got to take your time and really focus in on the hit. But I really think it's very stupid to jump when you got 11 guys running at you.
Well, one more here, Mike Wells.
Hey, Darius, I wanted to ask you, with the way the COVID and not having a lot of fans in stadiums, you like to talk during the game and stuff. Have you noticed that there's just as much trash talking still, or less trash talking with not as many fans in the stadium, so more people can hear it on the sideline?
I think it's more trash talk because I mean, usually when you got the fans there, you really don't hear everyone talking trash. But now that it's empty in there, you hear all the trash talking. So that makes the game, a whole lot of fun. With all the trash talk. I remember last week, the guys were talking trash. Just going back and forth. And then, we make plays defensively, and that's when, you really can turn up and really talk trash. So I feel like it's way more trash talking, and I'm just glad, it's a difference between, talking trash and competing. And I'm just glad no one is being stupid, talk trash, letting their emotions get involved and, getting a penalty or whatnot. So I think it's just competing, but a lot of trash talking.
And then I wanted to elaborate. I didn't. This wasn't part of my question, but go back to your last question when you made a mention about how it's kind of a flag. It's flag football now. Is it just a matter of just the way the officials are calling the game that you can't tackle or hit the way you did several years ago?
Yes, without a doubt. Like for the past 3 games, I had the same exact hit on an over route going in, leading them with the right shoulder. I remember in Jacksonville, it was a breakup pass, no call. Week 2, I did the same exact thing, shoulder, led with the shoulder, make sure the head was out and everything. I get a 15-yard penalty. And then last week I had the same exact hit and don't get called for it. So, it's just things like that that you got to be careful with because, they're officiating. Well, I mean, sometimes, some people call it, some people don't. So it's just different going out, trying to make football. It's just different now that how we get fined and stuff.